Welcome back. Today we will discuss about electric potential. Potential is a term that we generally use in our life. Sometimes we say he is a person with a great potential, but he is not working hard like that. So potential refers to unused capacity, right? Then what is the meaning of electric potential? Okay, let us have a look of the meaning of electric potential. To understand the meaning of electric potential, we should just brush up what we have learned in the previous class. In the previous class, we have learned about electric charges. And suppose there is a point charge somewhere here. So let this be a positive charge. And all of us know that around this electric charge there will be a field, there will be electric field. And this electric field is a vector. So electric field means it is the region around this charge in which another charge will experience electrostatic force, some kind of electrostatic force. It could be attractive or repulsive depending on the nature of the two charges. And this electric field is a vector. So what is a vector quantity? A vector quantity is one which is having both a magnitude and direction. Practically it is more easy to deal with a scalar quantity. For example, you take the case of 6 plus 4 is equal to 10. Here 6 is a scalar, 4 is a scalar quantities. Therefore 6 plus 4 is equal to 10. And this 10 is again a scalar quantity. But suppose it is a vector, then it will be something like 6i plus 4j, where I represent the unit vector along the x-axis and j cap represent the unit vector along the y-axis. So this 6i plus 4j will not be 10, right? Just like 6 plus 4 is equal to 10, 6i plus 4j will never be equal to 10. Why? Because you have to take the direction also. That is the case. That is a big difference between the scalar quantity and the vector quantity. Here also it is more convenient to take a scalar quantity. The field at a point can easily be discussed with the help of a scalar quantity, which is called potential. Previously you have learned about the gravitational potential and gravitational potential energy. And what is the convenience of potential energy? Potential energy is a scalar quantity, and also energy is a quantity which is always conserved. So energy is a quantity which is always conserved. So it is more easy to deal with a scalar quantity than that of a vector quantity, because here we are considering only the magnitude. We are not bothered about the direction. So this means that the electric field around a charge at any point, say this is the point P, at any point can be defined in terms of electric field or in terms of potential. Here vector E represents the intensity of electric field and the symbol of potential is V. So both E and V can be used to define the electric field around a charge. From potential we can find electric field also. So if we know the potential, we can go for the electric field, and dealing with the potential is more easy. Suppose we have a charge Q here. So this is the charge Q, And suppose there is another charge, small q, close to this bigger charge q, then there will be some kind of electrostatic force between these two, right? And if you want to move this charge against the electrostatic force between these two, you have to do a work, right? You have to do a work. The electrostatic force between these two could be anything. It could be attractive or it could be repulsive. But if you want to move this charge q against the electrostatic force between these two, then you have to do a work, and that work will be stored as the potential energy of this system. We will see more the details. So this is the definition of electric potential. Electric potential at a point is the work done in moving a unit positive charge from infinity to that point. So electric potential at a point is the work done. It is the work done in moving a unit positive charge from infinity to that point. So here this unit positive charge is our reference charge, which we use to define the electric potential. Now suppose there is a charge q here, and you want to bring another charge into the point P, right? Let q be the unit positive charge, so it should be plus 1 coulomb, right? So the work done to bring this unit positive charge from infinity to the point P will be the electric potential at the point P due to the charge q, right? So this potentially, so this infinity is defined with respect to q, so infinite distance from the charge q. So what is potential? Potential by definition it is a work done per unit charge. Therefore V is equal to W by Q. So W represents the work done to bring the charge, and Q is the unit positive charge. So we may find an expression for the electric potential due to the charge plus q here. So this can be found by taking the V as W by Q, and since V is the potential, its unit is volt, also it is Newton per coulomb, because for work it is Newton, for charge it is coulomb. So either V or N by C are the units for the potential. Now let the point P is at a distance r from the charge plus q. R is the distance between the point P and plus q. So by definition we should bring the charge from infinity, right? But actually we don't know the distance called infinity, or we don't know the infinite distance from the charge q. So what we do is, first we assume that the charge has been brought to a distance x from the charge q, and then we are moving the charge from A to B. So initially this plus 1 coulomb charge is at A, and A is at a distance x from this charge q plus q, right? Then we move the charge from A to B through a distance dx. We can find the work done for this small movement through the distance dx. Then we can apply the concept of integration to find the work done for a charge to bring it from infinity to a point r. So this infinity is defined with respect to this charge q. So with respect to the charge q, initially the charge is at infinity. Then with respect to the charge, finally the charge is at a distance r. Okay. So dx for the distance dx, what is the work done? For a small distance dx, the work done will be dw. And what is the equation for dw? dw is equal to f dx. Therefore, w is equal to integral f dx. And what is f? F is the electrostatic force. F is the force. F is a force which is done against the electrostatic force, right? F is equal to QE is the electrostatic force between plus Q and the unity positive charge. Therefore, applied force should be equal and opposite to this electrostatic force, which is minus F, right? So F is the electrostatic force. F is equal to QE is the electrostatic force between this Q and the charge Q existing at a distance x. But if you want to push the charge through a distance dx, that force should be opposite to that of the electrostatic force. It should be equal and opposite to that of the electrostatic force. There should be, therefore it should be minus F, or it should be minus QE. So minus QE is the force with which we are pushing the charge through the distance dx. Therefore this F will become minus QE. So it is integral minus QE into dx. And we have learned the equation for E. Therefore we can rewrite this equation as minus integral q into 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 into q by x square, because x is the distance initially, right? X is the distance initially, therefore it is q by x square into dx. So that is equal to minus q by 4 pi epsilon 0 integral dx by x square. And what is the value of this integral dx by x square? So all of you know that integral dx by x square can be written as x raised to minus 2 into dx, integral x raised to minus 2 into dx, and that is equal to x raised to minus 1 divided by minus 1, which is a very simple integration step that you have already learned. Therefore integral dx by x square can be replaced with minus x. Therefore it is equal to minus q by 4 pi epsilon 0 into minus 1 by x. So this minus and minus will become, minus into minus will become plus. Therefore the equation for the work done will be what? Plus 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0. And before that what is the integration limit? We are bringing the, so this is the case for the movement through a distance dx. So using this idea we can find an equation for the work done to bring from infinity to the distance r. So by definition the charge is brought from infinity. So with respect to the charge plus q, initially the unit charge is at infinity. So the initial condition is at infinity, right? Then by definition it is the work done to bring the charge at a point P, right? So with respect to the charge q, finally the charge is at a distance r. So the final point of integration, or the final upper limit of the integration, is small r. So by putting this limits for integration, we can find the work done to bring the charge from infinity to the point r, or to the distance r. Therefore this equation becomes what? Minus q 4 pi epsilon 0 integral infinity to r dx by x square. So infinity to r is the limit of integration, and that is equal to minus into minus is plus again. So q by 4 pi epsilon 0, and initially you put r is equal to x equal to r, therefore it is 1 by r, then it is 0, 1 by infinity is 0. Therefore the final equation for the work done will be 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0. This we can rewrite 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 into q by r. So this is the work done, right? But what is potential? Potential is the work done per unit charge. That means what is W by Q, or simply you can put what this is equal to 1 coulomb, right? When you put this charge, the magnitude of this charge is already told, it is plus 1 coulomb. When you put Q is equal to 1 coulomb, you will get the equation. So another way, it is W by Q. Therefore the equation is 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 into Q by R. So anyway, the equation for the potential is V is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 into Q by R. So the meaning is that at a distance r, the potential due to the charge q is 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 into Q by R. That is the meaning of this equation. Then we have already learned the equation for intensity of electric field E. What is E? E is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 into q by r square. Instead of q1 q2, here it is q by r square. And you can see that the potential is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 into q by r, but here it is 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 q by r square. So the variation of the potential with r is 1 by r, or it is inversely proportional to r, but electric field is inversely proportional to r square. So the fall in the electric field intensity with the distance is more steep, or there is a huge fall in the intensity of electric field than that of the potential. Next we will define the potential energy. So potential energy is defined as the work done in bringing a charge from infinity to that point. So for potential it was the work done to bring a unity charge, but for potential energy it is simply the work done to bring a charge. So this charge could be of any magnitude. The magnitude of the charge could be anything. So previously it was a charge of 1 coulomb, right? It was a unity positive charge. So now in the case of potential energy, it is a work done to bring a charge. So this charge can have any magnitude. So again we can find an expression for this potential energy. So as shown in the previous case, this is the charge q, and into the field of this charge q you are bringing a charge small q. And as previously done, suppose initially it is at a distance x from the charge q, then we are moving the charge through a distance dx, that is from a to b, and for that movement what is the work done? dw is equal to f dx. Therefore w is equal to f dx, but as told earlier, this applied force will be against the electrostatic force, therefore it is minus QE. So W is equal to minus QE into dx. And what is the equation for electric field? It is minus Q into 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 dx by sorry, there should be a Q here. Q by 4 pi epsilon 0 into integral infinity to r dx by x square. And on solving we will see that this is minus 1 by x, So previously this we have done, so I am not repeating the same steps of this integration, and finally it is minus QQ by 4 pi epsilon 0 into minus 1 by R. Again this minus into minus will become plus. So the equation is 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 QQ by R. So this is the equation for potential energy. So this work done, that is 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 QQ by R is the work done to bring the charge Q from infinity to a distance R, and this work will be stored as the potential energy for the system, right? So U is the symbol for the potential energy, therefore U is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 QQ by R. Now we may just recall the equation for potential, and which is 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q by R. So don't be confused between these two equations, right? For U it is QQ by R for energy, but for potential it is Q by R. Then what is the equation for intensity of electric field? It is 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q by R square. So even though these equations look similar, there is a big difference between each equation. So here the variation is in 1 by R square, but here for potential energy the variation is simply 1 by R in terms of 1 by R. Now what is the potential due to a system of charges? So consider there is a charge. Now what is the potential due to a system of charges? Suppose there is a charge Q1, then let R1 is the distance to the point A. Then the potential is 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 into Q1 by R1. Similarly, suppose there is another charge Q2 which is at a distance R2 from the point A. Then what is the potential due to the charge Q2 at the point A? It is 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q2 by R2. Now similarly, suppose there is a third charge Q3, and Q3 is at a distance R3 from the point A. Then what is the potential due to the charge Q3 at the point A? It is 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q3 by R3. So what is the total potential at the point A due to the charges Q1, Q2 and Q3? It is simply V is equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3, or it is a it is an algebraic addition of the individual potentials. If there are n number of charges, then the total potential will be what? It is V1 plus V2 plus V3 plus etc. up to Vn. So this way you can easily find the potential due to infinite number of charges, right, at a point P, at a point A. Then similarly we can find the potential energy due to a large number of charges at a point. Let Q be the charge present initially, and into the field of this charge Q we are bringing a charge Q1, so that R1 is the distance between Q and Q1. So notice that Q is the charge present initially. Into the field of the charge Q we are bringing a charge Q1, and Q1 is brought to a distance, it is brought from infinity to a distance R1 from the charge Q. Then its potential energy is 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q Q1 by R1. Now for a second charge Q2 at a distance R2 from this charge Q, which is a bigger charge Q, U2 will be 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q2 by R2. Then similarly for a third charge Q3, which is at a distance say R3 from the charge Q, we can see that the potential energy is 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 into Q3 by R3. Then what is the total potential energy? Total potential energy is U is equal to U1 plus U2 plus U3. That means it is simply an algebraic addition of the potential energy due to individual charges. And for infinite number of charges, you can extend this equation as U1 plus U2 plus U3 plus etc. up to Un. So we will continue the discussion in the next class. Thank you for watching.